Hollow Knight is a game that has greatly affected my view on the games I play, and obviously that means I like the game a lot. In fact, Hollow Knight is probably my favorite game of all time. I don't know, I haven't put that much thought into it. Whatever the case, there's no doubt Hollow Knight has had a massive effect, not just on me, but an incredible amount of other people as well. For me, the game is what sparked me to get into the Dark Souls series, and now I've played every single FromSoft game except for Demon's Souls, which I'm definitely planning to play once I actually get a PS5. Seriously, what is up with the availability of that console? Now, I've made a video speculating about Silksong, but I haven't made one on Hollow Knight yet, and honestly, I think it's time for me to finally talk about Hollow Knight. If you haven't played Hollow Knight yet somehow, go do it and don't watch this video. If you like the Metroid and Castlevania games, or enjoy the Dark Souls experience, then Hollow Knight will definitely appeal to you. And even if that's not your cup of tea, still, try to give it a shot. For what the game offers, the price is an absolute steal, especially when it's on sale. There won't be any specific spoilers in this video, unless I actively mention it, but the experience will be better if you play the game first and watch this video after. But enough about that, let's start the game talk. Hollow Knight is the first game by Team Cherry, if you don't count Hungry Knight. So basically, Team Cherry hit the goddamn jackpot with this game. As I mentioned before, Hollow Knight is a Metroidvania, and a Souls-like. And believe me when I say these two genres go together like me and indie games. One of the aspects definitely takes a spotlight over the other though. The Souls-like gameplay of Hollow Knight is awesome, and it fits the style of the game. But nothing else in the game is as important as the Metroidvania-like exploration. That's right, I'm talking about the world first. The map is absolutely gigantic. Seriously, you can get lost for hours in there. But what is Metroidvania-style exploration without any abilities? Hollow Knight obviously has its fair share of abilities, and a lot of them too. I mean, of course, you gotta fill this huge map with something. Everywhere you go, there will be something for you to find, and it's never useless. So along your adventure, you'll find movement abilities, different kinds of spells, more health, places to store more soul, little grubbies, artifacts to sell, the egg. There's so much here. And that's not even counting the actual locations and people you'll meet. Yep, one of the best qualities of Dark Souls has made it into Hollow Knight. NPC questlines. I don't know about you, but I adore these character questlines. But let's save that for later. The other thing you'll find while exploring are numerous different areas. And the vibes in every area is immaculate. The dark oppressive atmosphere of the crossroads and the vibrant green of Greenpath just fit the whole bug and nature-filled ruined kingdom so well. The darkness shows that the place is most definitely destroyed, but the green of Greenpath makes clear that after the kingdom went down, nature took over. These vibes are even more apparent because of the game's phenomenal art style. It really shows what happened in this kingdom. It's a very weird but effective way of storytelling and world building. Ah yes, the storytelling. The other best thing about Hollow Knight. Now I'm not the expert in Hollow Knight lore, that title belongs to someone else. I do know my fair share of the story and the way it's told though. I'm not going to go over the entire lore of the game, that has been done many times before. All I'll say is that figuring out the lore of this game is a goddamn experience. So let's get into the Souls-like combat and mechanics. Hollow Knight takes a lot of things from Dark Souls by the way. The benches are basically just bonfires, you have to get back to where you died to get your money back. The lore is even a little similar, with both games having a group of renowned knights, but that's about it. And I don't know about you, but that's not copying, that's the right way of taking inspiration from a game. The combat in Hollow Knight is vastly different from the Souls series though. Obviously, being 2D instead of 3D. It's surprisingly simple. You got 4 directions you can hit in, the down slash even lets you pogo off of things and enemies. The fighting gets spiced up with different kinds of spells as well. These are way stronger than you nail, but take up soul. Soul is something you get every time you hit an enemy, and you also use it to heal. So it's always a game of choosing between being defensive or aggressive. It's a great way of balancing the combat. The combat also gets spiced up even more with the use of charms. Charms are things found all over the kingdom, and there are like 40 for you to find. These allow for different playstyles. The combat would be kind of boring without a little variety. There are charms that make healing stronger. There are charms that focus on being defensive and survivability. Of course, some charms are for the unga bunga aggression, and a lot of them are also spell focused. The charms can make quite a difference as well. If you just put a random few on, you could be struggling with a boss for hours. But if you have an idea of what you're going for, it's possible to beat a few bosses in less than a minute. The thing that really makes the Hollow Knight combat shine are, of course, the bosses. Just like power-ups, the world also contains a lot of bosses to fight. Only a few are actually required to beat the game. And most of these bosses are amazingly designed. That's talking about the art and the actual fight. If you're not used to Dark Souls type bosses, then the bosses will be a lot more difficult. If you do have experience in recognizing patterns, then the bosses will be easier overall. That doesn't mean that there aren't hard as hell bosses in the game, like freaking NKG, he'll wreck you instantly. Now the combat isn't the only Dark Souls thing that Hollow Knight was inspired by. The various NPCs around Hollow Knight all have different questlines, most of them at least. All of these NPC quests are unique, and I love every single one of them. Kroll of course has a great quest, and everyone who has played the game knows it. Cloth is great too, and Zod, even though he's an ass, also has a fun questline. I'm not gonna get into them in detail, of course, I don't want this video to be full of spoilers, but trust me when I say that they're all great. Now these characters are great and all, but have you listened to the music? Christopher Larkin did an amazing job on the tracks in this game. It's the main part that makes the atmosphere so great. And the boss music, my god, the boss music. Mantis Lord, Dung Defender, freaking grim. But that's about it for me talking about Hollow Knight. Why'd I make this video? I don't know. Silksong insanity, I suppose. But if you enjoyed it nonetheless, consider doing the subscribing thing. And I would also like to thank you for 100 subscribers. I know that in the grand scheme of things, that's really not that much, but I really appreciate the feedback. But that's it for me. Goodbye!